Hello and welcome to the Digital Cafe. My name is Barb Davids of Photog Marketing, and I'm here as always with my business bestie Jennifer Weed of Caffeinated Web Studio. We're bringing you actionable advice about your WordPress, web design, SEO, and digital marketing that we've used in our businesses and clients, energizing you to take action with yours.
Barb, you gotta point when you do it.
What?
Hi, Barb. Yeah, you gotta say with yours.
No.
Oh.
Depends on the day. Today is not that day.
Whatever.
Too funny. What's going on over there?
Not a lot. Same
Yeah.
old, same old.
You know what's so funny is you always start out with not a lot.
I know. Well, because there's just not a lot going on over here.
Is it at least sunny over there finally?
It is sunny.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it's actually crazy nice outside today.
Yeah.
It's like 70 degrees.
Hmm.
It's sunny.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
It's like 105,000 here.
Yeah. I remember. I was outside today and I was taking Dave to work. I looked at the speedometer thing and it had 68 and I was like, I'm pretty sure I saw on the weather that it was like 112 in Vegas today. Oh yeah, don't miss that.
Yeah, you gotta stay cool somehow. So I don't know.
Crazy.
Yeah, I don't have anything else going on either. So
yeah,
maybe we just jump right in it.
It's been very exciting.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I did go to New York. That was nice.
Oh, that's right, because that's why we didn't have a podcast last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, taking a break.
I was busy.
Yeah. How was it?
Busy hanging out by the lake. It was really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. What was the weather like there?
Beautiful. It was really nice, but it got hot. Yeah, it was hot. And there's a lot of bugs. Came home with I think 50 bug bites.
Oh, yikes.
I got eaten alive.
Yeah.
That's one thing that we did never have in Vegas was bugs.
Yeah.
Nothing that big anyway.
You probably got to eat because you are so sweet.
Yes. That's what you say about me all the time.
Yeah. I'm funny like that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so what do we have this week for people?
Okay. So today we're going to review some websites that were submitted by listeners.
Yay.
Or people that we know.
Okay.
And we're just going to go over them. We're both going to talk about maybe some things they could do to improve the usability of it. Some things that will make it a little more user-friendly. And maybe some of the technical errors they're experiencing.
Okay.
I did run a report for each of the sites.
Okay.
That I'm going to send to the people, but we can reference them and see on the back end, maybe some things they're missing.
Yeah.
I have about 10 sites, so we'll spend just a couple minutes on each one.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll share my screen and we can get started with the first one.
Let's go. Woo, woo, woo,
woo. Bar's overly excited about this.
Well, I'm 2 glasses of wine in, so let's go. I'm ready.
Yeah, I see that. Okay. Let's see, which one was it? Shoot. Hold on.
All right. Let me just take a drink while I'm holding on.
What is this one? Sorry.
Oh, there it is.
Which one of the screens I was supposed to be sharing.
Okay.
So we're going to start with the Jubilee Collective. This is a like a co-working space here in Portland.
Oh, okay.
So you can join up and you can go there and work instead of having a home office.
Okay. Fun.
So overall, I like the way the site looks. It's clean and it's easy to read. And I noticed that a lot of the people on here, and actually there's something wrong with her site because it actually has images and I don't know why it's not showing them.
I wonder if it has to do with, I was going to say, because we're recording at the same time. So
Yeah.
So I would like to tell everybody, don't worry too much if the images don't load right away, because like as we're recording, depending on our internet speeds and stuff, like all kinds of shit could be a factor.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
okay.
So I like the overall like aesthetic of the site.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice and clean. I think it's kind of easy to navigate.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll see what happens when you click learn more. Well, so that's not good. That link doesn't even work.
Yeah.
So
that would be the first fix.
And I noticed, so one of the things I noticed about a lot of the sites that we're going to be looking at today is that they don't have a clear call to action.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so important. Like looking at this, I have no idea what I should be doing. Like,
well, yeah, and the suggestion box, you're on the first page. You barely even got to know anything about them.
totally.
I wouldn't even put that there.
This box, like this does not match the aesthetic of this site at all.
Agreed. Yeah.
Like if you want to have suggestions, that's fine, but
Yep.
it needs to have a different way to do that. And I would just put this on the contact page.
Yeah.
Or even if you have like a membership page that you can only access if you're a member, put that there.
Yeah.
That would probably be a better place for that. You have a lot of pages like your FAQ page, and it gets kind of lost in this text. I think that this could be broken out into maybe like blocks or buttons or something that would make it more like, hey, there's information here. Because I know the first time I looked at the site, I didn't even notice that there were links in here.
Yeah. And you know that, go scroll up again a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That one spot where it says want to try us out with a free 1-day pass, I would actually make that a button, say try us out, here's your free 1-day pass.
Yeah, totally. And so that takes you here, which this could probably be a better
they need to integrate it with their website for branding.
It should be a page on your site, and I would try to find a way to link it to a scheduler.
Yep.
I think HoneyBook will let you do that. So if you can integrate this with like Calendly or Acutely, or sorry, this is 17 Hats, not HoneyBook. But if there's a way to kind of get that information in there, that way they can say like what a good time for them is, then it feels like they're taking more steps to actually get this 1-day pass.
Yep.
Because I'm assuming that once they get there, you're going to want to give them like a tour or something.
Yeah.
So another thing about this site is that this is a office space, and I feel like there's too many different kinds of photography in here. I think these would be better if you could get somebody to come in and do like a photo shoot, like a brand shoot for the meeting space, so that it's more inviting and it's getting more of the vibe that they're actually going to get there, as opposed to just like a stock photography. Because if I'm going to spend a lot of time in this space, I want to feel like I want to be in that space. So if you can get a brand photographer that really puts that together for you, that's the way to go, I think.
Yep. That's a good call.
And then these don't link anywhere, but it feels like they should. I would possibly just get rid of this whole section and do like a tour page where it has all photos of the inside.
Yeah.
Another thing is on this, does this cover the thing, or can you tell?
No, it does not.
Okay.
In the actual recording, it does not, I don't think.
Okay. It does on mine, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, for what people are,
yours, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, if people are wondering, we have these like little screens. I think it shows up. Actually, it might. Now I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, move it over.
I did.
Okay.
But it's recording yours, so it should be okay.
Oh, I just moved mine. so I could see what you're looking at. So that's all good though. That's all good.
So one of the issues with the site is that I couldn't find anywhere on here how much it was to join. Like you have the things for becoming a member, but it all takes you to the same page that only is a contact form, which isn't really helpful. It should really be, it should tell you somewhere on here how much it's going to cost you to use this space.
Yeah, because it says for the day pass, and the classroom, but not the member.
Yeah. So, I mean, if I was going to sign up, I definitely want to know like kind of what I'm getting myself into.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's important. Let's see what else you got here.
Oh, they need some events.
Yeah. So I guess if you had events, I guess they'd show up here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can work out like some events that are put on by you, so you always have a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like just like a coffee meeting or something where
Yeah.
people come and like see the space. You do like an open house kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I like that
Something
idea a
so
lot,
you
the
kind
open
of have
house.
something there. Or if it's not going to be something that's open to the public, again, create a members only space where they can see that. If they're already a member, then they're not going to care as much about the space.
Right.
This doesn't have enough information about your classroom. It should really have pictures of the classroom, how many people the space seats would be helpful information.
Mm-hmm. Do they supply beer?
Yeah. Or can you bring beer?
There you go.
Like,
That's my main concern.
If they wanted to bring beer, is it okay that they bring that? Because if Barb's teaching a class, she's definitely going to bring some.
I was just at a class the other night, or the Tuesdays together, talking about SEO. I brought beer. Somebody else brought wine.
You have to.
It's an affair. It's a party.
Need liquor. It looks like you have a lot of information in here. I feel like some of this information can be pushed together into one space, or it can be put into things like your homepage and stuff like that, because your homepage doesn't really have a lot of information.
Yeah.
And that's with no indicator that there's more here. I would never have thought that there were anything under there.
Yeah. I'll hover over that again. So for sure, the disclaimer, privacy policy, and terms and conditions need to go in the footer. You do not need that in the header navigation.
Yeah, for sure. Pull us out of here and put that down here.
Yep.
It looks like you're using Squarespace, and you should be able to edit this.
Yeah.
Did you have anything else, Barb?
No, I think that's good. I don't know that I necessarily want to look at code specifically for each of the places. I don't know if you had the reports available to quick pull up or not, but
yeah, they're in Asana.
Oh, okay.
If you want to just take a look at them.
Is that going to do something to my screen?
Some of the issues that you have is a lot of your pages don't have meta descriptions.
Oh, there you go.
So that's something to look into. You have a couple of broken links, which we saw with even like your main, the only thing that is a call to action on this page, that link doesn't work. Like I said, you have a few pages that are pulling up 404 errors. So there's all stuff to look into. I'll send you that report also so you can check that out.
So if I pull up that report that you sent so that we can talk about that, it doesn't mess up what they're seeing on the screen because you're recording your screen, right?
Right, they can't see it now.
Okay, good. Then I'll just go to the Asana and pull that up.
Okay.
I think. Well, because I don't want to mess up the whole full screen thing that we've got going on either. So
yeah.
All right. I'll just let you pull it up. It's all good. So we can move on to the next one if you want.
Okay. So the next one is site class photo. Sorry, I guess a couple of these aren't loading right.
Ooh.
So first impression, I really like your
like that. Yeah.
What's this?
Well, that came up way too soon.
Hey, thank you for checking out. Okay. Yeah, if you can put a delay on this, I think that would be good. I do like that though.
Yeah.
I like the little chat box things.
Agreed.
But your photography is really nice. I like that. I like the big photos. It looks like your husband and wife team. So that's kind of cool. So I feel like your homepage maybe doesn't have enough information, or this
So
needs
here's
to be pushed down.
so here's what I don't like about it as far as a photographer thing. Um, like I love the windows especially, but all of a sudden it goes into who they are, which is great, but it's not about them. It's about the wedding and what they can
Mm-hmm.
do for the client. I would not go into this is us kind of
Yeah,
thing. And
that's what
then
I was saying. It's like,
investments is way too soon too.
yeah. So on your homepage, you should be talking more about what kind of photography you offer. Because it looks like you do not do just wedding photography based on these photos in the slideshow up here. It looks like you also do family photography, maybe. I think I saw some kids in there. Maybe not.
I don't remember.
Oh, it was those kids. Never mind. That was
Oh,
part of the
it was
wedding
part of the
also.
wedding. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would go into more talking about their big day and why they need a photographer and how using you is going to benefit them.
Mm-hmm.
What you offer that nobody else is going to offer them.
Yep.
Um, there's a lot of good wedding photography sites out there that you can kind of check out and see. Oh, they do families also, which you wouldn't have guessed from the front page. So maybe a thing on there that says you do wedding and family.
Well, and for me, I'm not sure I'm really excited about the hamburger menu on a desktop site.
Yeah, and it kind of, especially it kind of gets lost in your slideshow.
Oh, look, there's no branding at all. Where's their logo?
Yeah, it's not on here. It's
I
only
wonder what it
in
looks
this.
like on mobile if it changes.
Oh, I don't know. Can you see if I make it smaller?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, it did go. So now they've lost their entire branding.
Yeah. So you definitely want to add in like your logo up here at the top.
Yeah.
Or even if you could add it into this somewhere, it should have your logo so we know where we are.
Mm-hmm.
That page is fine. I would create an about page that has information about you and your husband and like why you got into photography. Maybe elaborate a little bit about
Yep.
the kind of experience that you deliver with that. And even though I like your like selfies, I think for a photography site, I would get some professional photography done.
Agreed. Because their images for their wedding do not match their who they are.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's just they don't fit on the page. Maybe on an about page, maybe it would be different. On your homepage, it definitely doesn't work.
Yep.
That's something you can get away more with on, like I said, on your about page. You could do like a little like grid of photos and like maybe like a fun like description of like what's happening in that photo. Like, you know, here we are like behind the scenes at a shoot or something like that.
Yep.
As it is now, it's not working.
Yep.
Like Barb said, like not having your branding anywhere on here is not helping you. Like there's no way to tell what site this is.
And you know what too? The other thing, look at the top. Their photos are so beautiful, but there are so many on that one. Nobody's going to wait that long for them to go through. I think there was, if you scroll down a little bit, there's some dots down there that shows how many they're going through.
Yeah, there's
Nobody's
like
going to wait
10.
that long. Yeah.
I would say pick like your 3 best, put them there.
Yep.
Or even 1.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't really like sliders, so
yeah, it's funny because I have sliders and I'm not even fond of them because I don't think people stick around for them, but I can't choose. So
like
I have 3 of my favorites.
Yeah. And I think that's fine. I think 3 is fine. But it would definitely work better if your logo was somewhere on here also. I think that would really help with the navigation.
Yep.
And like, so I couldn't even tell that we had left your homepage and now I'm on a different page. I forgot that I clicked it. So this is the wedding investment page. This is definitely nice. This was this page. So I would think that if I was getting this information, I'd be getting it on the investment page. If I clicked weddings, I would only be looking for a portfolio, not necessarily investment information.
Yeah.
So I would maybe change this up. Instead, having your logo up here, something about wedding photography spelled out for your SEO purposes. And then get rid of all of this and make it a gallery. Because this should all be on your investment page. It shouldn't be in the wedding page.
Do you know who they're hosted with? Can you tell that kind of stuff?
Well, we can see what kind of site it is.
The only reason I was asking is because it seems like they have a mobile on a desktop. Like they didn't even give
it's a
desktop
Squarespace site.
Didn't give it a consideration at all.
Yeah. Another issue is you don't have like the other person had their disclaimers and stuff in their thing, and you don't have those things at all. By law, you have to have those things on your site. So you need to add a privacy policy at the very least to the site. There's some, you can go to like the contract shop and get one there, or there's some free ones that you can just put on there, but you have to have something. You can't have nothing. And see, that investment thing just goes here. So I would lose this here. This should link to this page. This page should be a gallery, and this family page should also be a gallery. The investment information for weddings and for families can both be on the same page. You can put a link on the galleries, like for investment information that's anchored to the family section, or you keep them separate, but those cute kids.
I know, they're so happy.
It shouldn't be on this page though. It should be in your investment page here.
That kid looked drunk.
Many late nights.
So many flashes in the face.
We're done here. It looks like mostly the back end of your site is okay. You actually have a lot of pages that are bringing 400 errors, which isn't good. And you have at least 14 pages that have duplicate meta descriptions, which each page should have its own. So that's something to look into. Like I said, I'll be sending
get on that
report. Barb can help you with those things. Reach out. That's her thing. So
yeah, that just go to the different pages, fill in different words. You're all good to go.
Yeah, I think Squarespace has like a basic SEO function where on each page you can fill out information. I don't use Squarespace, so I'm not totally sure, but I'm almost positive.
Yeah.
So our next one is Periwinkle Wedding Decor and More. It's kind of fun. I don't know why these aren't loaded. They were loaded earlier, so I apologize for whatever is happening here.
Yeah, be sorry.
I am. This site's not working at all.
Okay, well, while that's loading, I'm going to go grab my wine.
All right. Did you get your wine?
I'm back. Did you miss me?
Yeah.
That was
the word I was looking for.
I should have thought about that before we started. It's all good.
Okay, so these people do wedding decor. That's what I'm getting from here. So they do like rentals. So that's kind of cool. It looks like they're working on their site. So I guess some of the stuff might not be working.
Okay.
So I do like that your site did have like some kind of call to action. I like that this image goes all the way across. I think you should do that with your front page too, because it looks out of place where it is now. I'll go back to that. This is nice. Does it? It needs work on mobile, but I think this is a show it site, so that's a totally separate thing. And if your site's under construction, you may not have gotten that far yet. Oh no, this is Wix. So I don't know, you need to look at that because your site's not mobile friendly, and that's a big issue with Google right now. They'll ding you for that. This is laid out nicely. It's easy to read, which is good. I think it could be improved. I don't know how though. It's just missing something.
I think it's the layout, because if I'm looking for wedding coordination and I'm having to scroll from top to bottom like this, I have to read all these things. So like go start at the top and it says rentals and day of coordination and all these different, and then partial coordination, and then what was the next one? Full planning and coordination, but then I have to read through each of them. For this one, I'd like to see like a matrix of like check marks and what's all included and that kind of thing. I think I have to read a lot to get a sense of like, what did you do for me?
Yeah, I think you're right. So for this page, I would pull services to maybe the center, or you can leave it over there and make this more of like a hero image. And then do rental information, and with the view rentals, and then do like 3 blocks together that show the different kinds of coordination you can get. There's 2 ways you can do this. You can either put all the information on this page and do like kind of bullet it out more so you can kind of see more of what is included in this.
Yep.
Or, and this would be the ideal situation, is that each one of these things would actually have their very own page.
That I like better.
So you would have a really brief synopsis of what the day of coordination would entail. Packages starting at $500, and instead of contact us for more information, this would actually go through to a page just about day of coordination that had more information about what they would be getting, why they want day of coordination, maybe a couple pictures of some weddings that you've done.
Yep.
And then that page would have a contact us for more information.
Hey, go down to partial coordination again.
Oh, sorry, hold on one second. I just wanted to see what was on there.
Oh, okay.
That's nice.
Yeah, I like that one.
I would add to your contact us a box where they could check what they were interested in, just for you. I think it'd be easier, and then they would know that you knew what they were looking at.
Yeah.
What did you want to look at?
Well, so all 3 of those have different wording to them, and they all say contact us for more information. And I think there are less and less people that are willing to do that. And I know this is like a subject, a very controversial, I can't even say it, but whatever. There's a lot of back and forth about it, about whether or not to show your prices, not show your prices, how much information do you give away? But at the same time, like when I'm looking for any kind of services, even for my non-existent wedding that will ever happen, because I know we're talking about this website, I don't know that I would actually spend the time to contact them for more information before going on to other sites. And you don't want that. So give them as much information to want to talk to you before saying, oh, crap, there's not enough information here. I'm going to go check out somebody else. Bam, they've got more information. I'm going to talk to them.
Yeah, exactly. I would actually pull rentals from this page entirely because you have rentals as another navigation up here.
Mm-hmm.
And
holy shit, that's a lot.
That is fine. I don't think you need it on your services page also.
Agreed.
Since rentals isn't really a service.
Yep.
In your industry. I do like that you have all of your pricing on there and how many they can get. That's helpful. I'm not sure what the ordering process looks like for this, but I would put that information on here somewhere.
I think that looks just informational. I don't think you can actually, yeah, see, contact us to reserve the rentals. You can't do it online.
Yeah, well, I understand that, but I think under here, instead of just this,
Yeah,
this should be a button, first of all.
agreed.
Some text here that describes how this rental process works would be beneficial for not only your users, but for your SEO.
Mm-hmm.
You can go into like how long they could possibly have this, how far in advance they need to be reserving things, why they would want to do a rental, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So then on this page, I would actually dump this. You can actually use this text right here at the top if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But I would pull this from the service page.
Yeah. You know what? I really love that background. It's so cheery.
Yeah, it's really pretty. I definitely like the image. This page actually doesn't look like it even belongs with the rest of the pages you have, which I think kind of throws it off too.
Yeah.
Because it's the only page that has that big background image.
Yeah.
Even though I really like
background.
the image, I don't know that I would leave it there because it really doesn't match the rest of your site.
Yeah.
This also needs some padding underneath it. So you need to increase the margin so it's not butted right up against your footer.
Yeah, and I have a little pet peeve. It says here proudly created with Wix.com. Just get that gone. Just get rid of it.
Yeah, if you can. I know some Wix plans you have to leave it on there.
Oh, that's stupid.
If you can get rid of it, you should.
Yeah.
I
don't think it like helps or hurts, but it's just like a personal preference. Like I don't really give a shit who your thing was created by.
Help.
Yeah.
Especially if it's not done by somebody, then I don't think it needs, like, I would never leave like proudly powered by WordPress on a site.
Maybe that's what I hate about it, the proudly powered by, because I always see that by templated stuff or templated stuff. And I don't appreciate that.
The fact that it's not a custom site.
Yeah.
If it was like for you, because you're doing it yourself, I would remove this completely. If you had a designer, they'd probably put that the site was designed by so-and-so. I put that on my sites. But
yeah, because you did that with my photography site, and I like it. Because it makes sense. And I actually think maybe that's why, because I know that Wix is an out-of-the-box kind of solution. And I went with somebody who was customizing my site, and I feel very proud of that. But I don't say proudly served by, but I do put a link down there.
Yeah. And I think it just calls out that it's a template site.
Yeah.
If you don't have to leave it there, I would just get rid of it. It doesn't help you, but it's, it's just there. Like I said, this is another page.
I love that phrase, unforgettable memories.
Yeah, I really like that. And I actually like this kind of layout. And I think if you did this for services, so you could do this background, you could put that picture that's your full background, you could put that there. This would be services here. And then you could go into like the 3 blocks. And stuff like that just makes it look more cohesive. Right now, every page of your site looks like a different site. Like even though the colors are the same, the site's not the same. Also, you don't have a logo up here either.
Oh, what happened to it? I thought she did have one.
No, it wasn't there. So I would definitely look at adding your logo into your header. It looks like it's supposed to be there, but it's not showing up. You also need to fix your SEO. I don't know if you can see the tabs up here. Barb, can you see those?
Let me move my thingamabobby. Okay, yeah. Oh, my site. Oh, lady.
Yeah. So you want to make sure that your
title tags, fix them.
Yeah, especially since you are a local rental. So this up here should say something about the fact that you're in Portland. So it should say
Portland wedding or something.
Like
what was your thing?
Wedding and decorations more.
There you go.
Portland, Oregon.
Yep.
Something along those lines. All of your pages have that same my site, so that's something that really needs to be changed. And that's another thing in this page, it doesn't say anywhere in here where you're located. Actually, nowhere on this site does it say where you're located. It's not even in your footer, but you have the 403 or 503 area code. So know you're in Portland, but it's especially in your about page, it should have that you're in Portland. Your home page should tell that it's in Portland. Because I'm assuming that you don't drag these decorations and rentals out of state.
No?
I don't think so. Maybe out of town. So you must have Oregon, but I doubt that you're trekking them to Nevada or something. So yeah, I would this definitely needs some like SEO work, adding in your location and stuff like that. Let's look at your thing real quick. So the biggest thing with yours is your empty title tags. You also have an empty description on all of your pages. So that's something that needs to be looked at too. I'm not sure how much, for sure you can at least change this my site thing. But as far as how like nitty gritty you can get with your SEO, I actually have no idea in Wix. I don't know what kind of options they have. From what I've heard, you can change those things in there. So yeah, I would look better now. Find that and get that fixed.
Yeah, they're better than they used to be, so that's good.
Yeah. I would change this to contact us or something. I personally, I would just take it away from here and just go straight to services. And I like this layout for this page. But yeah, I would remove this and just that way. So right now you have a very confusing call to action. Like, do I call or should I go and view your packages? Like, whatever you definitely want them to do. So if what you really want them to do is rentals, move rentals up. If services is your biggest thing, leave services where it is. But remove this. Do you have anything else, Barb?
No, I think we covered it all.
Okay. So the next one is Cotton Flower Press, Letterpress and Design Studio. I like your logo. That's really cute. I bet you.
I really love the minimalism of this. Sorry, I just talked over you.
No, you're fine. It looks like these are supposed to be side by side. There's no.
What's a bespoke business card?
It's another way of saying custom.
Oh.
But it's more like boutique. Oh, see, now it's done. So I don't know what is wrong with this. It must just be the connection. Okay, so yeah, that's fine that it is a rollover. I think that it still recognizes that text for Google, right?
It depends on if it loads it right away or not. I think rollovers are okay. I think it's the expandables that are not.
I heard that they are recognizing like tabbed and accordion content now.
Okay, that's good.
So good to know. Well, overall, I like this. I like that it just kind of gets like right to the point. Even though you go into your story right on the homepage, that's fine because you have a call to action kind of here, saying like what your services are.
And I want to touch on that too. So remember we talked about the first one and they had the "this is us" kind of thing. This one is that was like second, and it almost made it seem like it was first because that was the first text on the website.
Right.
This one does it differently in terms of it doesn't take up a lot of real estate. It's not the very first thing you see, and it talks about a story versus "this is me" kind of thing.
Yeah, I like that. She's very like kind of subdued onto the side. Like it has her picture, which is nice because that's more. I like the pictures because it gives you more of like a personal touch. I like that it's not like right in your face. Like, here's my face.
Yeah.
And I like that there's like the little links to the blog and stuff like that. That's nice. And I like that you say that you're in Portland. That's important.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Where did this go from?
this is from the blog. Okay, so it looks like this is maybe a personal blog,
Was
which
this
is
from
fine.
the other website?
No, this is from this site. It's this link
Oh,
here. This should link outside of your site. I think it's maybe your personal blog. So I would just add a target to this. I'm trying to figure out how to explain how to.
well, usually in the systems, when you link something, there's a box that'll say open in new window.
Yeah.
So if you check that, then it'll open in a new window and it won't confuse people as much because it'll open in a new window.
Yeah, definitely you don't want them to leave your site.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to just open it in a new tab or a new window. If you need help with that, you can let me know and I'll kind of walk you through how to put that on there. Same with your Instagram and Pinterest, because that's going to take us off the site also.
Yep.
All those things, anything that's not part of your site should open in a new window. You don't want to ever take people off of your site.
Mm-hmm.
Like you want to force them to stay there. Okay, so this is like a 1-page kind of deal. Oh, I like that.
So I don't like it from an SEO perspective.
Yeah, as for SEO, you don't have enough information. You could on here, so like these pages, when they go through, you're just linking to like a gallery. I would make it so these are more of a grid, either 2 or 3 across.
Mm-hmm.
And then there should be information about bespoke business cards on this page.
How long does it take to get? How much do they cost?
Mm-hmm. You also don't have any call to action on this page.
Oh, you can go back.
Except for go back. So first you have to scroll way too long to even get there. That's why I'm saying like 3 across maybe is probably the best, because it's going to push this into, let's do 1, 2, 3.
Hey, you know what?
Lines instead of.
Yeah, so you know what? You can't click on those, right? You were just on those. You can't click on them?
No. Mm-mm.
So I would even maybe call it a portfolio or something instead of, it kind of acts like it's a store almost, but I would call it a portfolio just to know that I can't click an order from there.
Yeah, so up here, you can leave it this way, but up here where you have bespoke business cards, I would add in information about what a bespoke business card is. Like Barb said, how long it would take to get it, like why you'd want that, kind of like highlighting like the cool features of that. Like these letterpress cards are really nice. Like they feel very high end. You can call that out. And then before this gallery, there should be a button that says shop now that should take them. Right now you have it going to an Etsy shop. Ideally, it would be a shop on your own site. I personally don't think you should sell things on Etsy. You lose money going through Etsy because they charge a monthly fee, which I heard just went up. And B, if anything, like have a couple friends who sell on Etsy that their shop was just shut down for whatever reason. There was like something Etsy didn't like and they shut it down and they lost all of their stuff. Like by not utilizing your site as your own store, you're missing out on so many opportunities to collect information on your customers. When you collect stuff through Etsy, Etsy owns that. You don't have any right to email those people from Etsy. There's a lot of rules on it. Joey Vitale from Indie Law, he has a lot of really good information about Etsy and like the issues with selling on Etsy. If you can, I would highly suggest that you move your shop to your own thing. In fact, hold on. Again, that should open another page. Oh, I like your cards. Those are fun. Yeah, so a lot of this stuff is like custom. You could create, I think that your site was a WordPress site. Hold on. So yeah, this is a WordPress site. So with like something like WooCommerce, you could create a shop and you would have, instead of listing it out on Etsy as like so many different options, you would have the bespoke business card option. In that, they would be able to say like, I want this thick card, I want it this size, like upload your files, like this is what I want on there, stuff like that. Again, it's just a suggestion. I personally would drop Etsy and go to your own store. You can always keep a couple things on Etsy so people can find them if they're looking there. But from your own site, I wouldn't push people to another site to buy. Let's see. You have a couple pages that have empty meta descriptions and a couple of duplicate titles. So that's just some stuff to look into. Again, I'll send you your report and you can kind of look through that. But overall, you have a really nice site. I really like the look of it, and it makes me want to have a bespoke business card. It's not something I was looking for.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like that. So again, on this page, it should have like some information about your invitations and greetings. Like, can you get custom ones? Can you only get the ones that are already made? And then there should be a call to action, shop now, that leads them to a shop where they go directly to those kinds of items. So if you decide to stay with Etsy, if there's a way to send people directly to it already filtered to invitations and greeting cards, I would do that. Because if I am looking at something and I'm like, oh, that's what I want, and I go and I'm going to an Etsy store, I'm going to be pissed because now I got to go find it again. Like, it's just a matter of making things easy for your customer. I like this down here. I like that you have Portland on all the pages. You also need a privacy policy, especially because you're collecting email addresses. If you're collecting email addresses or even just analytics, you have to have a privacy policy on your site. Also, your thing's messed up here. You need to change your permalinks. If you need help with that, let me know. But it's in your in the back end of WordPress. It's in settings and then permalinks, and you need to set it to, I think it's post name, and then up here it'll say invitations or something instead of this random number. That's going to make it easier for you to share your link. Did you have anything else, Barb?
Nope, I think you covered it well.
Okay.
This is your show, this whole design thing. This is your area. So your area of expertise. I'm just here for the wine.
Okay.
I'll chime in when I'm ready.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. I am so overloaded already.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start with your footer.
Wait, announce, because we got to remember the podcast, announce the website.
Oh, sorry. This is yourperfectbridesmaid.com.
That's a really cute, like, domain name.
Yeah.
Now I wonder what the shit this is about. Can we go back to the top?
No, first I want to talk about how you also don't have a privacy policy.
Oh, okay. People.
Like, it's the law. Like, you have to have one.
Don't be breaking the law.
Make sure you get that worked out. We'll talk about your footer again in a minute. So let's see. We are award-winning team of wedding planners, Portland, Oregon.
Oh, now I get it. Okay. Because I've only been married once, so apparently the bridesmaid is your wedding planner. Is that correct?
Yes.
Got it.
In this sense it is.
Got it.
Not always. But yeah, your like maid of honor would help you plan, I think. I've never been married, so I'm just assuming. I was maid of honor once, but I was a really bad one. Like, in the same city. Like, I wasn't even in the same state. So
Oh, good job.
Only got to help online. There's a lot of Pinterest sharing.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, so the first thing with this page is, I don't think this is responsive. It doesn't look like it is. It is not. Okay, so your first thing is that this page is not responsive. I don't know why. I could tell just by looking at this page that it wasn't responsive, but
I think the navigation kind of
not.
gave it away.
Yeah, something about this made it seem like it wasn't, and it's not. So that's one thing to look into. Your page definitely has to be mobile friendly. So you have a lot of information here, and the problem with a lot of information is nobody reads anything. So while I like this, I think that you would be better off kind of breaking this information up. Also, this testimonial, this is way too long. If you could pull out like the best part of this testimonial,
like the bolded words.
Yeah. So like just part of it. And then if you want to link through to a page that has them all, because I'm pretty sure this was pulled from like Wedding Wire or something, you could say like, look at all of our testimonials and send them there. But I think something like this, I would just put like a sentence from this and then who said it and like a link to more testimonials if you want to do that. Again, this ends really abruptly. It just doesn't flow well into this footer. It just needs to be broken up. Overall, I like this. It doesn't really go with this. With this background doesn't really go with your logo. I like that you utilize these brackets in your navigation. That's kind of fun. But I feel like the branding is not there. You might benefit from working with somebody who specializes in branding to kind of nail down the site. Because right now, there's a disconnect somewhere on this site that's just not working. And I think it's the background. It just doesn't match the rest of your site.
Yeah, and I don't know design like you do, but I would agree with that. Like there is something that's not matching. Like there is something off.
Yeah, like this is really, like your background with the flowers is really pretty, but like your logo is so bold and they don't go together. They're just not working with each other. They're like, it's like contrasting each other.
It's almost like a happy, sad kind of contrast, a bright, dark kind of contrast, or like goth, non-goth kind of contrast. Like the flowers are nice, but the color gives it off a more not as happy-go-lucky as the rest of the website looks.
Yeah. Like I feel like your background is very moody.
Moody, there you go.
The rest of your site is not.
Yep.
So either you need to be moodier with the rest of your site or change your background.
I don't think you're supposed to be moodier when you're a bridesmaid.
Yeah. I would maybe remove the background and just have it all be this blush color. That's really nice. Or
I don't know. But she could just
like maybe like maybe that same blush color with like a texture over it or something. It would blend a little bit better.
Well, it'll all change when she makes it responsive.
Yeah. You may find that you want to just kind of pull everything out and make it all full width or something.
Yeah, because right now it's very busy. Like right now, oh my gosh. The pictures are fantastic.
Yeah.
But there is so much, like I love that photo, but there's just way too much fucking text on this.
Yeah. So Barb's right. You have a lot of text and I like that it's bulleted. Again, you have another testimonial that's just very long. The problem with chunks of text like this is they don't get read. So, I mean, even if you just made like the premier package includes. If you made that bold, that would help.
Yep.
I would, well, I guess having the price there is nice.
The price. Oh wait, stop. But you notice the 3,500 go down to 2,500. She's got the .00. Take out that .00.
Yes.
That drives me nuts, especially with pricing without cents. Like, don't put in the cents part.
Yeah, agreed. I kind of like this, but you have a lot of bullets on this page. And I think that there's better ways to kind of convey this information. You could do like some fun icons or stuff like that. Just, you need something to break it up because there's just so many words.
Yeah. So like you could almost make it like an infographic, because then they could share it content wise. So like if you scroll up just a little bit, they have like, for example, re-review vendor contract. So just say vendor contract renewal, and then vendor coordination, and then 2 wedding planners. Like take the core service of each of those bullets and make that like the graphic that you said.
Yeah. You just have a lot of stuff here, and I think you can really whittle it down. Again, so the serif font is nice. The font that you're using for your heading works really well with your background, but not necessarily with the rest of your site. So even if you wanted to keep this background, I would just maybe change your header then. Like one of the two needs to change. It's just, they don't work together. Don't you think?
Yeah, I'd like to see maybe, you know what she could do is the background, keep it exactly the same, but maybe you said this earlier, but change the gray to like some sort of pinkish or complementary color to the pink.
Yeah. But even then, with these chalky looking flowers.
Yeah.
You have kind of like a chalk font here.
Yeah.
But it just does not work with your header. So either your header needs to change to be more of this like chalkboard font and look, or the rest of the site needs to change. One of the two needs to happen.
Yeah.
I do like that the testimonials are broken out into another color so they stand out. That's kind of nice. Another way to break this up would be to put all of these on their own page. For packages, I'm not really sure that that's the way you want to go for this, but that's another option, would be to list them all. Like, so you could say, these are our core services. You could do like little icons or something to kind of like make that fun. And then from there, you would have a list of all the packages, and each package would have its own page. Where you could really go into detail about what they would be getting with that package. But overall, I like that you have so much information on your site. I think that's really helpful. It gives the right information, which is important. Like, you're telling me what I'm getting for these packages, not just an overview. The biggest issue with this page is it does not have a call to action. It just has packages. So each of these packages could have a button like book now or something along those lines, however you want to say that. Or you could just have it kind of like peppered through. It should be a button, not just this contact info. Buttons bring people to to do something. Like, it tells people like, hey, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Like, click this button. Right now, like, it'd be nice, but there's nothing that's like, oh yeah, I need to do that. It's just kind of like, oh yeah, that's nice information, which is, so, okay. So I like that you have a gallery. And I've, with another wedding planner that I did a site for, we had this same problem. So it's really nice that you have these couples that you did weddings for, but the things you have pictures of are not the things that you would be doing for your clients. So even though it's really nice to see all these happy couples, if I was looking for wedding planning, I would more like to see the wedding. So some kind of detail shot that you did. So I have an idea of what you're going to be doing for me, especially since like you're not a photographer, so all these pictures have a different aesthetic. So even though they're really nice and they kind of like put a face to the people who have used you, it doesn't give me any idea of what you're going to do for me. So it's not really a helpful gallery. It should be more pictures of like the behind the scenes of, the table settings you put together, or like this really great uh, table favor area, or all those little details that you put into the wedding. Those are the pictures that you should have.
Mm-hmm.
And I would even put like little captions with them about what it was that you did. Because if I was looking for somebody to do this stuff for me, that's what I want to see. Like, I don't care about the other people who have used the service. I care about what you're going to be doing. Like, these people all look happy, but everybody looks happy in their wedding photos. I'd rather see detail shots and like the things that you put your time into. I do like that all of your pages have text. Okay, so here you have these titles, video gallery, which is great, but it should be the same font as your other page, or that other page, the wedding page that we were on shouldn't have that font. Like, that's not consistent. So one of them needs to change. Let's watch one of your little videos here.
Is there supposed to be sound to it?
Okay, this is a fairly long video. Hold on. So these are nice, but again, they don't show a lot of the wedding. I do like this though. I would leave this, but I would change the picture gallery to more of the like detail shots. Also, I would either say who Candy Glass Productions is or remove this because it doesn't mean anything to me.
Well, I would put something there because it says it at the beginning of the videos. So you're kind of like, what the crap?
Yeah, so I would put information about Candy Glass Productions and maybe a link to use them as a wedding videographer.
Yeah.
And if that's you, then, I mean, great.
But you know what might be fun too here is, I don't know if they have it somewhere, but this could be more about, like, I know it's about the wedding, but if their package is about like doing the services, it could be behind the scenes getting ready and showing like things coming together, and like you said with the photos, the details of things that are happening.
Yeah. So while like stuff like this is really nice, like, but they do show a little bit more of the wedding, but it's more ceremony, which isn't really, it's not the details. It should be, I would like to see more of their
services type thing, stuff that are related.
Yeah. So actually I would, because this is actually now that I'm reading this more, it feels like this is more of a push for this production company.
Oh, see, I didn't even read it.
But I would maybe change this, or maybe link to it from services and remove it from your main navigation. Because I just don't think that works.
Yeah, it's not a core to their business.
Yeah.
So that needs to come out of the navigation.
Yeah. And I think that you could put that somewhere in your packages and pricing. Like if you're going to be offering the video gallery in one of those packages, you can link the word videography to this page so they could kind of see like the work that those people do.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it needs to be in your main navigation. This love letters page, see in here you use that font again, which is nice. And if you're going to use it on all your pages. All those testimonials that we were saying that you can like truncate them, they can link here.
I like that thank you image. That's really cute.
Yeah, that is cute. It could use some more padding. It's really close to the edge here.
Yeah.
In design, you want a lot of more like white space and a lot more like breathing room for the thing so people don't feel overwhelmed by the information that you're giving them.
Mm-hmm.
Even side to side, you can see you have more padding here than you do on this side. So more padding on the left side than you have on the right. Sorry, I keep forgetting that this is going to be a podcast.
Because we can see each other and see the screen.
Yeah. People might not be listening to that. So again, you have another font here. So you need to work on the consistency with the font you're using. This should be the same font as all your other pages. Okay, so I would maybe add a little blurb about that videography company here under these other things and link that to that page and get rid of it in your navigation. Overall, this is good content except for your fonts. These can also have a call to action to like book these things. I think that would be helpful. Again, like nothing on this site has any kind of call to action. So you need to work on adding a call to action to every page. Every page should tell your customer what you want them to do. And again, you have another font on this frequently asked questions page.
And a color.
Yeah, and this blue color, which you don't use anywhere else on your site. So I would change that. I do like the FAQs. That's good information. That's a lot of information, but sometimes you need that. I like that it's broken up into the different sections. That's really helpful.
Yeah, I like the section thing. That's really cool.
Yeah. And you can search. So your frequently asked questions page is actually really well laid out. I like that. Again, you can use a little more padding around the edges here. Okay, so let's look at your contact page real quick. This is fine. I like that it says where you are. That's helpful. You have the information that you need. This is actually a good page. Like you have the right information on here. With your footer does not match the rest of your site either. I would maybe make it darker if you're going to keep this black background. Your footer just feels very abrupt and like it doesn't belong on the rest of the site.
Yeah, and I would keep all the accolades together. So maybe there's something that they can do to, I don't know how the like design thing, that's your thing, but the follow us and contact kind of fits together, and then it's kind of broken up with the awards and the things.
Yeah.
But those could all be laid out differently, I think, across the board, or even it looks like they have a lot of awards. So maybe there's some other thing that they can show, because they're not going to want to show 10 awards of the same thing. Maybe there's some sort of thing they can talk about to that company and say, hey, is there like a multi-year award thing, or, you know, something.
Yeah. Or, well, I mean, I know why you want to show them all, but I thought
Well, then put
great.
them in 2 rows or something, just so that
Yeah.
it's not like, because it's kind of like, it's like slapping me in the face. And while it should be there, it needs to
Yeah.
be a little bit just laid out differently.
On another site that I've done that had these same kinds of awards, we did like a slider. So it was like
Mm,
the icon slid, and then each
mm-hmm,
one linked to that site where you
mm-hmm,
had the thing, and it went to like, I know on each of these sites you have your own like landing page. So we
mm,
linked through to those pages. Also, your follow us. I would make these just like a couple buttons to Facebook,
yeah.
Instagram, only because like there's not something like that for Instagram, so they don't fit together. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. It does to me. I don't know if it does to her.
They, yeah, they don't go together. So overall, your site has really good information, but the design and the delivery of this information needs quite a bit of work. I think you could really, with the photography and the way you're presenting information, I think you could have a much cleaner site, a little more minimalist, and that would help kind of make your whole service feel more high end. Because like even this header, like this looks more like a header to like a personal blog than it does professional business. Same with like the backgrounds. It looks very outdated. Um, I think your site could use a lot of updating. Overall, you have really good content, and it looks like you have a really great business model, but the site itself needs a lot of work. Okay, so our next site is Caitlin Patterson Photography. Okay, so first, there's no information on this homepage. It's just a slideshow, which does not work. And it's not even like a full page. It's just in the center, which I also don't like. Yeah, this whole page, it needs content.
What's it look like in mobile?
It does change. Like it is responsive, but it doesn't make it any better. Your page doesn't have any information, not information about what kind of photography you do, not information on how to contact you, not information about you, nothing. They, even the ones that didn't have the right information, they had some information. This like you have to have some information.
Did you click about?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
So here's the thing with about pages. About pages are great because it puts a face to the information. But your about page should focus less on you and more about what you are going to do for your customer. So while I like that you have like a little bit about yourself and like your expertise, I would rework this into being more of like a, here's what I know and here's why it's going to be awesome for you. Like, here's what I'm going to do that's going to be better than what other people are doing. I like that you have a picture of yourself. That's nice.
Do you know what I like about her line? Individually tailored art inspired by what matters to you most.
Mm-hmm.
Is that I have not seen that in any other website of photography.
Yeah.
I really, really like that.
Yeah. And I would kind of work that information into this also.
Yeah.
You know, like, what does that mean? What does that mean to you? And what does it mean for your client?
Oh, there you go.
Okay. So your portfolio is just a portfolio. And while that's fine, it's just like your homepage. There's no information. And for a portfolio, that's okay. It's not okay for your homepage. And realistically, you should have some kind of call to action on this page. Or you need to make it so that your contact is like different than the rest of your site or something. Because there's just no call to action on here at all. I like that you have this information about what to expect.
Yeah, I love that part.
Yeah, this is
I love
really
that
nice.
photo. That's so cool.
Yeah, your photography is really cool. Again, on this page, right under this line, underneath the parts of the shoot, will be a perfect place for a call to action. It should say something along the lines of like, are you ready? You know, contact me, or book a session, or something that says like, hey, here's how you get started. Here's how we're gonna start doing a session. Like, you want it, this is how you're gonna get it. I do like the FAQ. I think that instead of having that in your navigation, you could put that on your what to expect page. I think you could do what to expect, the 3 pieces, the call to action, and then underneath the call to action have those FAQ pieces instead of having a completely separate page. Your contact page is fine. It gives the information that they need, which is fine.
Can you go back to portfolio? Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I
I would put somewhere on here where you're located.
Yeah, even if you have it on the about page, it's good to have it on the contact page.
Yeah.
So when you go back to contact, excuse me. Okay, now click portfolio.
So the button for portfolio doesn't do anything. You have to choose portraits or nature.
Oh, okay. So that's where my problem was. Okay, now click portraits then. Okay.
Yeah, and so then it's a slideshow.
Yeah, and I know you'll go into the report a little bit, but like from an SEO perspective, there's not a lot of content in terms of text to image ratio. So that should be looked at a little bit, but you know what? I love this design. Like because I like that minimalistic look like, so.
And like overall, like the site's nice and it's easy to navigate, but it really needs content, especially on this homepage. It's fine to not have content on your portfolio pages. That I don't really care about. But your homepage, it needs to say something about what you're offering, where you're located. You know, it doesn't have to be a lot. Like even on Barb's site, let's go look at that real quick. Oops.
Oh dear, let's go look.
Yeah. Let's go pull apart Barb's site real quick.
Let's do that. Actually, yeah, that would be fun.
No, I'm not picking out your site. I did your site. No.
That's why I was being, yeah, that was funny. Oh, except my cookies.
Okay, so Barb, you know, she's got her slider, which I like. Like we said with the other one, it's fine to have a slider if you also have information. She gives a good information about what kind of photography she does, why she does it, who is going to want it. That's important to have. Barb has a blog on her site where she kind of features some of the photo shoots she has done. So she has links to that. And then most importantly, she has a call to action, get in touch. And she has all the ways that they can get in touch with her. That kind of stuff is what we're looking for.
And just a side note, because I've noticed this in all of the other websites, you want to do your phone number with the parentheses and the dash, because the NAP thing, the name, address, phone number of citations in the interwebs, they look kindly upon the fact that they're all the exact same way.
Yeah.
And most places will do them those ways. When you do the dots or the dashes across or whatever, then it's non-conventional.
Not matching up to Google, and then Google's not recognizing that that's the right information.
Yeah.
So just so you look at, like, so like hers, like there's not a ton of information. It's not like super wordy or anything, but it gets the point across. And for SEO, it's good for clients. They know what kind of photography she does. And they get a little bit of background information. And then her navigation is really easy to get to. And it's well laid out. And even like the my work goes to a page that has something.
Yeah, my default
Like
one.
Your links should all go somewhere. Nobody should ever click on a link and not get anything. Even if like, just go to your first portrait, your first portfolio.
That's what mine does. Yep.
Or you can do a landing page that has a little bit of information on each service. Like on mine, when you go to services, I don't have a drop down. So you go to services and then it lists the service I offer, and then each service has its own page with more information.
Yeah. And I would like to say though, when I talked about the whole image to text ratio thing, when I first started out, and I'm still doing this with my photography site, the images, there's not enough text on these pages. So that is something that's on my to-do list. But like, for example, I want to at least add captions to say, okay, who's this guy? What does he do? Who's this girl? What does she do? And then if they get a blog, because not all of my shoots get blogs, but some of them do, then link to the blog. So there's a lot more information than just the photos. And it shows like, you know, why this person wanted the photo shoot. What did they get out of it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, but that's coming. You know, everybody's got their to-do lists. Yeah, right.
Okay, so back to Caitlin's site. Let's look at your thing real quick, because when I ran these reports, I noticed that the photographers especially had so many empty title tags.
I don't think they know about it, like, because they just kind of upload them.
Yeah, so yours is not bad. You don't have a lot of, you do have a lot of pages with the 400 code, which is bad. That's a page not found. So that's definitely something to look into. I'll send you the report and it will tell you what pages are receiving that error. And then what you'll want to do is set up redirects so that all those links that are saying doesn't go anywhere will go somewhere. Mm-hmm. Overall, the back end of your site is not terrible. You only have a couple pages that don't have meta descriptions, and it doesn't like you have any duplicates, so that's good. But you also don't have a lot of pages, which means that none of your pages have information that they should have. So something to look into. And again, you don't have a privacy policy on your site. So you need to get that. Okay, so the next one is, I think it's Simone. Is that right?
Simone.
Have you met her?
I have not met her face to face. I know of her.
Okay, well now you can't. She moved. So
what the shit?
Hopefully,
where'd she go to?
Right. I want to say California.
Aw.
I think. You need to pay attention in the Facebook group. so
a lot of Facebook.
Simone Jaramello Photography. And you have such beautiful photography. It's great. I love it.
You know what? I have not seen this layout before. I really like this layout.
Yeah, this is on Zenfolio.
Wow, this is really nice. What's it look like on
Zenfolio? And they did not have this layout for her.
Yeah, I know.
It looks like you do have a privacy policy, so good job, because you're like one of the first people to have one.
Oh, yay! Make Jen happy.
Your site is not responsive, so that's no good. Okay.
Wait, was it taking it just and sticking that left on the middle? Can you go back to that?
Yeah. So it just.
Oh, I see what it was doing. Okay.
Nothing.
Yep. Yep.
It almost is responsive, but it's not.
Yep.
Okay. So again, your site, your homepage doesn't have any information. I like that you say that you're booking.
Hey, aren't they booking for like 2019 by now?
Yeah, so this is definitely outdated because it still says Happy Holidays.
I wondered if that was now or for like July 4th.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
So I think this maybe needs to be updated. I like this part where you say, let's make timeless memories for the present and future generations to enjoy. I think that's a nice way to like put that, like, your wedding photography is forever, and these are like memories that you're going to be able to pass down to your children and grandchildren.
Real quick. Typo. Let,
yeah,
comma S. Yeah. Or
not a
not
comma.
comma. Yeah.
Yeah, don't put a comma in there, but put
Yeah.
you need to remove the happy holidays. If it's possible, I would make this a button, this bookings. It's at the very least, it should link to your contact page or a page to book.
Yep.
Okay, so.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Yeah, that was one of the Desert Daisy shoots, I think.
Did we say what the actual website was at the beginning for the podcast? Simone Jaramillo Photography. So SIMONE JARAMI what? LLO?
Yeah.
Photography.com. And all of these links will be in the show notes too, so you guys can go check out all the websites.
Yeah. Okay, so you have a lot of photos on your site. You have too many photos on your site. I would pull out for each category like 10 to 15 images that you really, really love. They're like your best work, and put that on there.
Yeah, I see too much of the same already just on above the fold.
Yeah, like all these, they're all really great images, but they're all almost the same image. I would leave like, this is kind of cool. Anything that's different or that you're really proud of, like those are the images you want to show.
That chair or that sofa one is really, really good.
Yeah, and it's like, it's so different. Not a lot of people have that kind of setup. So I think that's something to really showcase. But yeah, I would go through and pick out your like 15 favorite photos and just have those in the photo. You can always have private galleries that you show to potential customers, but for these, you really want to highlight your best work. Same with your portraits. Same for all of your things. You also need information on here. So again, I don't know what exactly is possible on Zenfolio, but ideally you would say portraits and then have some information about portraits and then a link to book a portrait session.
Is there a link at the bottom?
No. I mean, they're so long. There is, but it's part of the navigation.
Yeah, not enough.
It really should be a call to action.
Yep.
Especially since your contact button in your navigation kind of just blends in.
Yeah, I would only choose, in this particular case, I would choose one photo from each session. That's what I do. And then it can go to, you can do more of them in the blog and then show the whole gallery.
Exactly.
But just showcase that one spectacular photo.
Exactly. So my information for all of your portfolio pages is going to be that information. I guess, did that go anywhere? No. Okay. So okay. So I like that you have, so right now we're on your about page, and I like that you have this information about yourself. Again, this is a lot of information about you, and I think it really needs to be more about what you'll do for your client. And then I do like these little like quips about you, but I think there's better ways to lay it out. I've seen recently people do like little, like almost like a slideshow where they have like little quips about them. That would be kind of cool there. This is too much text, and it's not the right kind of information for your site. And this is great if it was like a personal site, but this is your business site, and it should be more business focused.
I do like, though, the part about like what's your favorite place in Las Vegas, because if she was still here, that's really good for local SEO.
Totally.
But I do have a personal preference on the whole. I have over 4 years of photography experience. I'm thinking 4 years, yay, go somewhere else, because I think 4 is too small of a number. And on top of it, and I haven't been in photography that long either, but I would never say the number of years until I got over 20 or 30.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put the number of years.
That you're inexperienced.
Because for sounds and experience, even as good as the photos are.
Yeah, exactly. Your photos are amazing. And by telling people that you've been doing photographs for 4 years, you're like not helping yourself at all.
Yeah.
I would really rethink this whole about page into more information about what you're bringing to the table, like why somebody should hire you and like what you're going to do for them, and less about you.
Yeah. I'm all for transparency and things, but maybe not so much in a permanent setting kind of thing. And I have seen about pages that I kind of wanted to mimic, and mine is still not the way I want it because it keeps going through iterations. But I have seen about pages where they do like bullet points or like quick question, quick answer kind of thing.
Which is really helpful. I do like these little like question answers. This one, your first one gets a little too wordy.
Yeah. But the rest, those couple are good.
I think this could be laid out better. Yep. To be more fun and more interesting to read. Because right now it's so much text and it's not broken up at all. There's not even a different
like bold or something.
Yeah. I can't even say the word, but this should be, your questions should be bold or something at the least. Honestly, I would change the whole thing, but if you don't want to, I would at least make those things bold.
Yeah. Or the Q and the A bold.
Yeah. Something has to be bold. I think you can even lose the Q and the A and just bold the questions, because if I see a question, the next thing is obviously an answer.
I like that better.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I do like that better.
Yeah. Unless it's like a formal interview, like there's not really any.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Like journalism or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's still in HTML. What's her website hosted on? Oh my gosh, what's that? Hey lady.
Yeah, you got your tag broken. You should talk to Barb about fixing that.
So for the podcast people, when you go to her contact site, there is some code showing. So that's one thing to be aware of. Go through your pages. Yeah. Just make sure there's no rogue code out there.
Yeah, because your thing looks like this, your tag manager is definitely not working.
Definitely not getting some analytics in there. Actually, it's commented out is why. She commented out accidentally.
The top is commented out, but the whole thing's not. That's how it's supposed to be. So that way you know that it's the tag, but the script shouldn't be showing either.
That's so strange.
Yeah, it looks like it was just pasted into a regular text thing instead of an HTML.
So that could be because with some of those platforms, if you don't put it in the right spot, it'll take it very literal.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe that's the case, because I do see powered by Zenfolio down there. So
yeah.
Oh, hey, she has a user agreement. Does that make you happy?
Yeah, I talked about that at the beginning.
Oh, you did. Oh, all right.
I'm like the other thing. She does have a privacy policy, so that's something. Overall, your photography is amazing.
Yeah, it's so
I think that your site can do a better job of showcasing it.
Oh, so I have a thing with her portfolio. She has a My Travels. Can you click on that?
Maybe. Hold on. My Travels.
Okay, now go to portfolio. Nope. Okay, is there a blog post? I can't see with the recording that we're doing. Okay, click that. Okay, I just wondered if they were one and the same, because the My Travels sounds like it would be a blog versus a portfolio.
Yeah.
But I guess it's just more of travel photography. So I might consider saying instead of My Travels, say travel photography. Or
just
my pet projects.
Travels.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah. Okay, so I think your site was the first one that had a lot of errors. Okay, yes. Your site is pulling up so many errors. I'm not going to say how many. I'll send you the report so you can see it. But you have all these images on your site and none of them have an alt tag. None. So you really need to go through and set an alt tag for all of these images. Especially like these travel ones, you can be saying like that this is, overlooking such and such in this place. All of those will help, but they definitely need something. every single image on your site should have an alt tag, and none of yours do. So, Barb, you used Zenfolio. Does it allow you to add the alt tag?
You know what? It was a super, super, super long ass time ago, and I'm not going to remember that. But I will say that most places, when you upload, they do have an opportunity to even say description, caption, title when you upload.
Yeah. So when you see those, you really need to be filling them out. If for some reason you're not able to do that on this site, then you need to think about getting a different site.
Yeah, because that's a big deal, especially with photography.
Yeah, you will need to drop Zenfolio and move to another platform if that's the case.
I bet you they do, because they are photographer friendly.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that they probably have a spot. It's probably just not apparent, or like when you're first getting started, you don't really think about that kind of shit.
Yeah,
so
it just seems like one more thing to be doing, but it's really important and you really need to do it.
Yeah.
So get on that.
or find out, or even ask them too, because some places have defaults. Just like WordPress has the plugins with default kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. They might have a default way of putting some image text in there.
Also, you have a completely different logo on your homepage than any of the other pages. So I'd maybe look at that also. And it's a completely different layout. I don't know if maybe this is only available for the homepage. But
they might know. Zenfolio might have been one of those places that has like a different first page. Everything else goes somewhere else. Because there's a lot of templated places I've noticed out there that has like a different kind of homepage for whatever reason. And then the rest of it looks something else. They're not the only ones who I've seen do that.
Okay.
So.
And I just realized that we've been doing this for a really long time. So I have a couple more. We'll just go through them kind of quickly, and then we'll wrap this up. Because I didn't realize that we've been on here so long. Okay. So right now we're on atiphotography.com.
ATI?
Yes.
I think it looks like ASTI in the logo.
Well, in the URL, it says ATI.
Okay.
So
could be my old lady eyes.
Yeah, get your old lady eyes. Okay. So I looked this earlier, and I have a lot of problems with this site. And I don't want to be rude, but I don't like this site. I really like your colors. They're really
I was just going to say that.
And they go really well with your photography.
Yep. I love her colors, but I'm partial to orange.
There's so much going on this homepage that it's overwhelming.
What's protected mean? What's that right there? Protected. Posted in all. There is no excerpt because this is a protected post. Oh, ATI Photography. Where is she hosting?
This is.
Is that her name, Addie? ATI?
I don't think so. That's a WordPress site. Okay, so first you need a new theme because this one's not working for you. First of all, this is a business site, and so first you have blog as like the biggest word on here. And while this is definitely a blog, I'm assuming that you're trying to sell photography services also. So I would lose blog up at the top here. Unless this is only supposed to be a blog, in which case everything I'm saying is complete crap and don't listen to me. Well, I guess it is supposed to be a blog.
Well, okay. Well, so what is their photography? I'm originally from Argentina. Well, a long time, almost 15 years. We'll go see if she, oh my goodness gracious.
Okay, but hold on. Sorry.
Well,
let's look at this real quick.
Yeah, let's poke through a little bit because I am curious to know if she actually sells things or if she is literally just, but that would seem kind of odd, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like, oh, what the hell?
Okay, so no, you are. Okay. So I would rethink this whole thing. I would change out your navigation.
What? Where did that come from?
That was on the portfolio.
Hey,
Okay.
so
Do you need
people
it
in the
dropped?
podcast, when you set up your website, go to the website, click all the links.
Yeah. So right now the portfolio link is going to what it looks like used to be a Flash site. Flash isn't supported anymore, so that's never going to work. Especially on a Mac. And Chrome doesn't support it anymore either. So that's no good. Okay. So I really think that you need to rethink this whole site. As a blog, the site is fine, but it's not doing anything for your business. Your homepage is just a small blurb about yourself, and then it goes straight to blog posts.
It doesn't even go to blog posts. It goes to protected.
Well, that is a blog post.
But that's bad.
Okay, but it's still a blog post, is my point. So it goes straight to your blog posts, which is fine if all you want to do is just have a blog. But if this is supposed to be your business site, then like I said with the other sites, you really need to have more information about what kind of photography you do, why they should use you, where you're located, stuff like that. Go check out some other photography sites and see how the kind of information they have, and then just kind of pull what you would like on your site and kind of start there. Even just the truncated versions of your blog posts are so much information for each one. I'd really like to see it just be maybe the date, the title, a small blurb, and then a link. Right now you have like a link to the post, email it to a friend, add a comment. That's a lot of stuff for just the summary.
Yeah, because nobody's going to add a comment or link to the post or email a friend at this point in time.
Right.
They're going to read it first and then maybe do one of those things.
Yeah. And I think for a photography site, that's really not working. I would drop portfolio, and then photo sessions. You can make that portfolio. Overall, this page just needs a lot of work. If it's just supposed to be a blog and it's just a personal thing, then I would change out the title of it to be more lifestyle blog sounding. Because right now, like looking at it, I'm expecting a business site, and this is not a business site. There's not really information about what you offer or how much it's going to cost me or anything like that. So, yeah. Did you have anything else, Barb?
No, she just needs a different theme.
Yeah, I think that, this theme's just not working for you. Which is too bad, because I do like your photography. It's very cute. You got a lot of cute things going on your site. A lot of cute babies. Your site also, all these photos, none of them have an alt tag. Luckily, WordPress makes it super easy to add those in, so you just need to go through and add them in. It's going to take you a lot of time, but it's not going to be super difficult to do. Okay, so our next site is Desert Daisy Jewelry.
Oh, who doesn't love Desert Daisy Jewelry?
For those of you who don't know, I am obsessed with Emma. I don't even wear jewelry, and all the jewelry I own is made by Emma. Like, she's the only jewelry I wear. I'm obsessed.
She has amazing shit. It's not even funny.
Yeah. You need to go look at her site. It's desertdaisyjewelry.com. So go check it out, because you're going to be impressed. Okay. So the first thing is you do have a call to action, but it's not a very good one. It's blends right in with your background image. Your background image is mostly like this neutral black color, and so is your shop now button.
Jen?
Yes.
Real quick, she is going to move from Weebly to WordPress. So
okay. Well, we're talking about this site right here. So
right, but so I don't know how much she's going to actually change before then, because she's just kind of waiting it out. So keep that in mind too as you talk about like things.
Yeah, but overall, talking about the mistakes that are on the site are still
Exactly. No, that's true. Yep.
Okay. So back to the site that we're looking at. Don't stop being a problem, Barb.
Okay.
Come over there.
Yes, please.
No.
Get the fuck out of Portland. Come back to Vegas.
Not gonna do it.
Whatever.
Okay, so
I was going to tell you I'll just be there in fall.
Yeah, sure you
And
will.
bother you then.
So I would make this maybe a different color, maybe a color. I know for a while you were using purple as part of your brand colors, so maybe make it that dark purple.
That would be a nice color.
Even making it white would make it stand out more in this area, because it's right on top of this black. But I do think a pop of color would stand out way more. I think the purple would look really nice because I know your logo is purple. Okay. And then you go straight to this video and a little bit of information about the video, which doesn't really do anything for your site. I think here I would rather see the kinds of collections that I could shop. And I know at one point your site was laid out this way. So I would, underneath the Shop Now button, have a link to each category that I could shop. So whether you want to break that into the collections that you offer, or even just the kind of piece it is. So you want to break it into like bracelets, necklaces, earrings, rings, stuff like that. It definitely needs navigation from this page to those items. And since the main reason you would be here would be to be shopping jewelry, the main thing that should be featured is how to shop jewelry and how to get there. I really do like this video. I've watched it before, and I think it can be further down on the page.
Oh my gosh, change the video name.
What do you mean?
Highlight, look at it.
Oh,
everything you upload, everything you upload, make sure that the file name, whether it be audio, video, or still images, make sure the name is very keyword friendly.
Yeah, and this is your actual file name. If you were to add a title to this video, it would actually show the title instead of your file name.
Yep.
I don't know about this little Instagram block. I like when it's the scrolling Instagram or grid, and I kind of like the block. It's kind of a cool effect, but I don't like all the space that it's creating for it. It does not really do anything. It links to your Instagram, but you can't really see a lot of the photos. I'd rather see the more carousel type stream. That's just personal preference, I think. Again, you don't have a privacy policy on here.
I'd like the carousel stream too, because I'm not going to sit around waiting for that thing to move, even though it's really cool looking.
Yeah. I mean, it's neat looking, but it's not really doing anything for you.
Yeah.
And your footer should have information in it. It should have ways to contact you, and especially on an e-commerce site, I like to see navigation in the footer so that if I'm shopping and I get to the bottom, I can easily get to something else.
Do you know what she's missing, Jen?
Her privacy policy. Which is really important on an e-commerce site. You should have not only a privacy policy, but terms and conditions for your purchases.
Yep.
Your links to Instagram and your email just kind of get lost in this area. I think this is all part of your footer, and maybe it shouldn't be.
Yeah. What's it look like in mobile?
It looks fine.
Yeah.
It just shrinks it down.
That's definitely responsive, so that's good.
Yeah. But definitely the same issues. Your shop now button's like not standing out and such. Let's see what's got going on here. I really like your about page. I like that you ask me if I want to sign up for your
I was just going to say that she had a nice delay on that.
Yeah. I like the list of retailers. I would really like to see these linked to their location.
Yeah.
To like their Google Map kind of deal, so that if I wanted to go buy them in person, I could find them.
Mm-hmm.
I like the little art history. It's nice and short and to the point.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't get like really too wordy. I'm not really sure about your story. I like it, but it doesn't really do anything for the site. I guess it's nice to kind of put like information to the face, but maybe it's too long. I don't know. I like knowing all about you. I don't think it necessarily needs to be on the site as long as that. Right?
Yeah, that's a little bit long for me. I really personally, when I look at an about page for somebody, that I wouldn't look at. As much as I love Emma, I would not read through that page. I like the bullet points kind of thing when people talk about the about who I am kind of thing. So I look more at the work versus who they are personally.
Yeah,
but
especially for shopping, because they're not hiring you on your own, even though like I care about that you made it.
Yeah.
I would maybe shorten this up and just kind of work your story into your Instagram feed like you've been doing. I do like that. Because I think if I was going to go learn more about you, that's where I would do it, not necessarily your about page.
Very dramatic photo.
Yes. The photography for your new collection is amazing.
Yeah.
It's very...
Ooh la la.
Yeah. It's very cool. It makes me feel like cool when I wear it. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So it looks like the store is going to the collections.
Yeah, that's a little deceiving.
Yeah. So while I like that you have collections, I think you also need to have the types of jewelry.
Categories that you were talking about earlier. Yeah.
Like shopping, I would not be shopping by collection. I'd be like, I'm looking for a ring. Show me your rings. Yep. So I really think that this needs to be reworked. I personally would just do the categories and then feature your latest collection as like a collection. You can always mention in the product categories that they're part of a collection and like filter them that way, but I don't necessarily think that they need their own block on your store page.
I want a tiara. I'm just gonna walk all over with my tiara.
Just talk to Emma. She'll make you one.
It's actually very, very cool.
Yeah. I like that you have the crystal meanings. That's really cool because I know they all have a different kind of vibe they give off. Yeah, I really like that whole thing you got going on there.
This is an excellent page, yeah.
Yeah, I like you've got just the right amount of information for each of the types of crystals. What was you put read more? Okay, so I don't know if this is possible with this site. It's definitely something you could do in WordPress. I would like to see a link instead of read more. Maybe you could have that also, but I would think it'd be better to have a link to all of the jewelry that contains that gem.
Ooh,
so
I like that.
Filter by gem. So if I clicked like, shop, then it would take me to all the jewelry that had an amethyst crystal. And that's how I would utilize this page.
That's a really good idea.
I really like that you have this tutorial on how to use these hair sticks because they're one of your coolest things. And I know that you sell a shit ton of them, and to see all the different ways that you can use them is really neat. Yeah, I like this whole page. I think you could probably work on the formatting a little bit. You got a lot of blank space here.
I would also space it out a little bit and use some, like, I know she has that, probably that's a heading 1 at the top, but do some bolding and do some different colors and do some italicized things on some of the keywords that she's going to be using.
Kind of break up your text a little so it's a little easier to read. I do like that you have so much text on this page because I think that's great for your SEO, but it needs help making it more readable for the user. I don't know if you're missing of something here or if you just have a lot of space. When you either need to fix it or remove whatever's creating all this space here. Because it looks like it should be this video here that's a little further down.
Oh, yep.
But overall, I really like that page.
And who is Kate Essinger?
That's her hairstylist.
Okay.
She does all of Emma's crazy hair colors that she has. She does a really good job, but she also does all the cool styles with the hair sticks.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she's badass. I like your blog. I like you got your little archive going. I don't really know what the limitations are with Wix, but I would actually figure out a way to truncate these so that they're just snippets that go to another page. But that's just personal preference, I think, especially for this because it's not your main functionality.
Yeah.
Your contact page is great. It's got all the information you would need for that. I really like the lookbooks. Those are pretty cool. And this is a great place to have those collections. I would leave the collections on here and on the Shop Now page, just have the different categories. It looks like that's all the pages you got. Overall, I really like your site. So yeah, nice work. Even though, according to Barb, this page is not going to be here anymore.
No, she's going to move to the WordPress, which is going to be so fantastic.
To the WordPress?
To the WordPress.
Yeah. But overall, it's you have a really nice starting point.
She has so much content. It's fantastic.
Yeah. And again, I know your site, I also had an issue with a lot of empty alt text. So you need to go through your images and work on that. Okay. Marcy. This next one is marcyjohnsonimages.com.
That one kid is so tired.
Right?
I now need to take a nap.
Making us all tired. Okay. So I looked at your site earlier and overall it's not bad looking, but you have too many images on your site. Again, I would rework this whole homepage to focus more on what kind of photography you do and who your client is. And then
oh, is she on that one website?
Portfolio pages that showcase your best photography in the different kinds of photography you offer. So have a page that's just family photography and only show your best family portraits on that page. Your homepage, it's not doing anything for you, having just a bunch of images. It's WordPress.
Oh, I was thinking it was a different one.
Yeah. And I'm not really fond of this background. I don't really like backgrounds in general, but this background, I don't know why, but it makes me think of like school photos.
Yeah.
Your about page, I have the same comments for that as it did the other ones, that it just needs more about your client and how you're going to help them. I think it's a good length. You know, it's not too wordy, and you do talk about preserving memories and stuff like that, which I do like. Also, you also don't have a privacy policy on your site. And I don't like it needs to be centered, your margins off. Your content's all pushed to the left side, and it should be more centered on your site.
What's it look like mobile?
It is responsive.
That's
so it
good.
does have that. Yeah. And even with it being responsive, your homepage has so many images, nobody would ever get through that. And by the time they got to the end, they would have nothing to do. Like, there's no call to action or anything. Your menu button doesn't work on your about page. So I don't know, that's something to look into. Okay, so on your services page, I like that you list the different kinds of sessions that you offer. I would go into maybe some details on what those sessions entail. Maybe break it up a little bit, add some photos from some sessions onto this page. The whole thing could really be reworked to be more visually pleasing. And this blue color on this dark background really hurts my eyes. It's very hard to read.
They all look like they offer the same thing at a glance.
Yeah, they are all very similar. So maybe you might be better off saying like all sessions include this, and then like kind of stating what kind of sessions you offer.
Mm-hmm.
So what you could do is say, this is the kind of photography I offer, all sessions include these things, and then have links, like some visual images of those 4 different kinds of sessions, and then those images can link through to portfolios for those kinds of sessions. You don't have a dedicated portfolio page. You're using your homepage as your portfolio, which is not helping you. Again, you need content on your homepage and a call to action. So book now or something. Even if that content is like contact me or whatever, it needs something. And then you should have a secondary page for portfolio. And realistically, because you offer so many different kinds of services or different kinds of photography, you should have a separate page for each one of those kinds of sessions, and then each of those pages should have just that kind of photography on it. It should have, like Barb said earlier, a little blurb about that kind of photography, and then like your 15 like best photos in that category.
Yep.
Like,
and
really
it's good for SEO.
Exactly. Okay, so
what page is this?
This is the blog. So your blog has a read more button for each post, but it actually is showing the entire post. You should change it so it only is showing like the first maybe paragraph and then a read more button. That's going to shrink down this page quite a bit, and it's going to make it so people will actually go through and link to that. Also, the portfolio kind of deal on here, you have like these links. There's a lot of gallery options in WordPress, and you can get a much better gallery where it would open up like a light box and people can kind of go through it, but they shouldn't be able to get through it from this page. It should be on its own page. So there should be the side image here. First of all, you should categorize this. It looks like all of your, okay, sorry. So you have a category of blog, which all of your posts are going to be a blog. So you need to change that. The category for like an engagement at the Grand Canyon, your category should be engagements. That way, when they click it, they see all the posts for engagements. You could probably fix it so that it doesn't show the author. this is your site, you're the only one contributing to it, so there's not really a need to have your name on there. So up here it should have the category. So this first one you have on here is a most special tea party. Your category should be some kind of like family. Then you wouldn't have your name, you'd have the date, you'd have your picture to the side, your like featured image, the first paragraph of your thing. There's a place in WordPress called excerpt. You could put whatever text you want to show on this page in that area, and that's all that will show. And then it'll have a read more button. And when they click that read more button, it'll take them to a page that has the full story. And then I would look into getting a better gallery solution that has a light box. And that's going to make it easier for people to look at your images, because right now each image is going to a separate page, which is not helping you. It's just creating more pages that don't have the right kind of information. Because your site had quite a few images that were missing alt tags, and then because you're creating a page for each one of these things, you're going to end up with a lot of empty meta descriptions also. But yeah, so that's something to look at with your blog. And your contact page is fine. There is text up there, so that's good. Yeah, I think your contact page is fine. I would maybe add your email address or something on this site, on this page, or a phone number. You know, contact forms are great, but they're not foolproof. You know, they're not, sometimes they might break. People may not want to fill them out. You should give people another way to contact you. I mean, you have your phone number on the site, so adding it to this page closer to the top under contact is not going to hurt. Your phone number, you should change it, like Barb said, to match your NAP information. But overall, it's a nice site. I think visually, I'd like to see it more of a clean background, and I think it can use a little bit of work, but it's not terrible. It needs more content. And that is my last site.
Alrighty.
Sorry everybody, I didn't realize this was going to take so long.
That's okay. You know what? We might break it in two. So we'll tell people what's what. We might break it in two.
Yeah.
So it's all good, because this was good information for everybody, I think.
Yeah.
And I think everybody will appreciate the reports that you're going to send them, because I think that everybody who submitted their site, because they either listen to this podcast or we know them, they appreciate the fact that they want to improve their site in any way possible. So yeah, I think that'll be good.
So hopefully everybody's gotten like some information on this. I know this doesn't work well as a podcast, so I really suggest that you go and watch the video and kind of see where we're talking about making these changes. Visually, it's very helpful.
Yep. And if we learned nothing else, one thing did we learn?
You have to have a privacy policy on your site.
At least that much.
You gotta have it.
Yep.
Especially if you want to do business outside of the US.
Yeah.
With the GDPR, only one of these sites asked about cookies, and that was the first site we looked at, that Jubilee Collective.
No, my site asked for cookies.
Yeah, but your site wasn't part of our reviews.
But you looked at it.
I did. Yours had it also.
Thank you.
But of the ones we were reviewing,
yes,
only the first site that we looked at had that information.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't even do business outside of the US because they're a Portland business. They're local.
Well, that's okay. But on a side note, for some of these people, like Las Vegas, let's take Emma's, for example. She's an e-commerce, and she could potentially get people from the whatever that is over here looking at their website. Even looking at the website, they have to put information on there. So just better safe than sorry. It doesn't take that long. There's all kinds of templates out there. So
yeah, especially for Emma. I mean, if you have analytics on your site, which I hope you do, like you're already collecting information from people. If somebody from the EU goes to your site and you don't specifically say like, hey, I'm collecting your information, even like anonymously, it's no good. You have to tell them. It has to be like a button they have to accept. And definitely you at least need a privacy policy. And like I said, your site should really have a terms and conditions for your store also.
Yeah, she needs a footer. She's working on it. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I appreciate, I thank everybody for putting their site out there, because I did this the other day to an SEO company with my website, and I know SEO, and I still put it out there, and I was a little hesitant because I was like, I know it needs work, but I still want to hear other people's perspective, because people see things differently.
Totally. And I mean, all sites can always be improved. I'm sure there's things people don't like about my site, but it's helpful to hear kind of the feedback on how people are using your site and what they're not getting from your site that they should be.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm always impressed by what Emma's done with this site, because I think it's Weebly. I'm always surprised.
Yeah, it actually is really good, and she's looking forward to changing. But she's got some amazing photos. She works with some amazing photographers here.
She does.
So that's pretty cool. But,
yeah, she has very cool stuff going on. So anyway.
All right. Well, thank you for all of that. Jen and her expertise with the design stuff. So yay. Thank you for that. And so then that will wrap us up for tonight. We'll have everything in the show notes, all the links to all the websites. And if there's anything, for example, we can maybe put in a couple links to the GDPR templates, do you think, or a privacy policy template? We could put that in there too. I think there's a generator out there somewhere.
Yeah. So
that you could start with
the contract shop where you can buy one. We'll put a link to a generator.
Okay.
And then maybe just a general overview of the GDPR compliance.
Yep.
Because most of these sites weren't WordPress, so a plugin's not really going to help them.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that some of those platforms don't do enough, I think, to let their clients know that they have to change their things. Or maybe it just hasn't been a priority for some people because they don't know specifically how it affects them. So I know that's probably a whole nother conversation, but it is an important thing. So okay. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And if you liked our podcast, please go to iTunes and review us. If you didn't like us, please don't review us.
Just pretend you never heard that.
Exactly. We were never here. And we'll see you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.